All right, here we go. This one's gonna be a 357 SIG versus 45 auto test. Today we're gonna be testing out the Federal HST. So for the 357 SIG, that one is 125 grain. So that one looks like, does have your nickel plated brass, and that one's rated at 1,360 feet per second. And for a 45, that one is a 230 grain. That one is plus P. That one also has your nickel plated brass and is rated at 950 feet per second. So we'll see how close we come today. So this is going to be a subcompact or short barrel test. So for 357 SIG, we're going to be using our Glock 33. That one does have that 3.42 inch barrel. And for our 45, that one is going to be the Rock Island GICS. That one has that 3.5 inch barrel. So we'll be going through our gel. That is a 10% block. Do over a catch block behind that, so a total of 22 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front, and like always, we'll set up our chronograph so you can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how these rounds do head to head. All right, we're estimating to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. All right, so our impact velocity on that one was 1343. So really good to see there, and that is what I actually carry. I carry that HST with that Glock 33. So good to see those numbers on that. And there is that entry. Looks like I got a perfect hit. You can see right down in that cavity, and we have a huge star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, definitely a nice track going through, nice spiral cuts. Looks like it did carry that energy most of the way through that block, and we did make it into that second block. So let's see at our widest spot here, what kind of measurement we have. We are right at about 2 3/4 inches, so really good to see there. So let's check it out from the side, and same thing from the side. So it looks like as soon as that thing came in, got immediate expansion. Really nice track going through. Looks like it carried probably 3/4 of the way through that block, and then did start to settle down, and you can see it resting in that second block. Like always, we'll cut these open, get our cross sections later so we can get a little bit more accurate measurement, but for now, from the side, we are right at about 2.5 inches, so a little less from the side than the top, but still pretty good. And let's see, that round is facing upwards, and we made it 2 inches into that, so that is a total of 13 inches of penetration. So really good to see for that short barrel. So let's set up for that 45 and see how that one does. All right, we're still at 15 feet. All right, let's see what we did on that one. So it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 895.9 feet per second. So really good to see for that short barrel. I believe it was rated at 950, so not too far from that. All right, here's that entry for that one. Looks like I got a really good hit on this one also. You can see right down in that cavity, I have a huge star pattern so far. You can actually see a little bit of that cotton t-shirt down in there. So really nice. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, same thing on the top. Looks like we got some really nice damage going through. Perfect spiral cuts. Looks like it did settle down a little bit towards the end, and then we did make it into that second block. I did flip this, so it actually is that one on the right, not the left, but did make it into that second one, so really good to see there. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here. So at our widest spot, it's going to be a little bit difficult because it looks like it did kind of collide with that 357 SIG. But at our widest spot, it looks like we're about 2 3/4 inches. So I believe that's identical to that one. You know, so pretty impressive. It definitely is a lot bigger of a slug, but pretty nice to see there. So let's check it from the side. So same thing from the side. So as soon as that thing came in, looks like it started to open up really nicely. You can see those nice, perfect spiral cuts going through. And it looks like this one carried pretty much the same, probably 2/3 of the way through that block, and it did start to settle down. And then we did make it into that second block. So let's see our measurement here from the side. So it looks like at our widest spot from the side, we are at 2 inches. So definitely not as much from the side than the top, but still really good. And it is this round here on the top. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it is actually facing forward. So that's pretty nice. They're normally facing up or down or whatever. But so it looks like at our leading edge on this one, we are right at 3 1/8 inches. So that one made it a total of 14 1/8 inches of penetration. So really good there. So let's check these tracks one more time. So one on the right is at 357 SIG, one on the left is at 45. So there is that 357 SIG. You can see it came in, got some really nice cuts going through there. Pretty good disruption through that gel. You can see it carrying all the way through. And then we did make it into that second block. It is that round there on the top. And for a 45, same thing, pretty much identical tracks there. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. And same thing with this one. Looks like it was a little bit more delayed than that 357 SIG, but it still opened up really nicely. Some really nice distinct cuts going through. Did settle down, and that one also made it into that second block, and it is that round on the top. So let's pull both these rounds and see what they look like. All right, check these things out. Looks like they both got some awesome expansion, so I'm sure you could tell which one is which. One on the right is that 357 SIG, one on the left is that 45. So here is that 357 SIG. Pretty much picture perfect expansion on that. You can see it flowered open really nicely. Perfect mushrooming. You can see quite a bit of that gel still stuffed in there, but that thing never fails. And this is my carry round of choice in that exact platform. So good to see, you know, how much damage it does, and that it's actually, you know, doing what it's supposed to do. So really cool. And for that 45, this one is a huge slug. Same thing though, picture perfect expansion. Perfect mushrooming. Peel those petals pretty much to the end of that round, just folded them right back, and one huge slug. And those petals are actually pretty sharp on this thing, but really good to see that that short barrel can hold its own too. Well, let's check them out one time from the bottom. So the one on the right is that 357 SIG, one on the left is that 45. And last time from the top. So like always, we'll get our still shots, slow-mo, all that good stuff here at the end. But there we go, guys. That one was 357 SIG versus 45 auto. And those were the Federal HST. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, so there's that cross section for that 357 SIG. You can see some nice wide splits going on. Really nice star pattern. Same on this side. I did remeasure both of these, and right at their peak, they're right at 3 inches, but they're pretty much averaging about 2 3/4 all the way around. But definitely pretty impressive. So let's cut this open. All right, so here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right, this top is the left. So you can see pretty much as soon as that thing came in, right at that 1/4 inch mark, started opening up. Got some really nice stretch going on. Nice path going all the way through. And some really deep cuts. There's a little bit of that cotton t-shirt that it drug in, not too much, but I can actually see a little bit of fragmentation in there, which is pretty surprising for the HST. But definitely some really nasty cuts down in there. And same thing on the top, came in, started to parachute open. You see that track going all the way through. And same on this side, ton of damage. It's a little bit more of that fabric that it drug in. And it's really good to see that velocity from that short barrel too, almost 1350. Very impressive, but ton of damage. You can see all that fabric right there, and some really small specks of that lead. If I peel it back, you can actually see a few more, but definitely a little bit of fragmentation. So let's do one more quick angle so you guys can get a little bit better idea. But you can see how deep and how nasty those cuts are. That gel's kind of barely hanging on right there. You can see all that fabric, and same thing on this side. Nice, deep, wide cuts. There we go, guys. That one was that 357 SIG Federal HST. All right, and here's that cross section for that 45. So same thing with this one. Really nice splitting going on. You can already see a little bit of that cotton t-shirt down in there. Some really good splits. I did remeasure these. They're peaking right at around 2.5 and kind of averaging about 2.25. So we definitely still got quite a bit of damage on that. And that was a huge slug going through there. So let's cut this open. All right, so here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left. So you can see as soon as this one came in, pretty much immediately, that 1/4 inch mark, you can see right where it started to parachute open and a huge stretch going all the way through. And this one did have a huge hollow point cavity, so it definitely drug in some of that gel and quite a bit of that cotton t-shirt. But you have some really nice distinct cuts in there. Super clean cuts. But really nice path so far. Same on this top side, came in, you can really see it there where it started to open up, came in, opened up, nice path, and then quite a bit more cotton t-shirt. And the same thing here, really nice cuts. Huge splitting going all the way down that block. Very impressive for that one. And that one was actually moving out pretty good too, especially for that short barrel. It was a plus P round, but you know, sometimes we don't get the highest velocities out of that short barrel. So hopefully soon we will get a full size so we can really stretch these things out, but still very impressive for that. So there we go, guys. That one was that 230 grain plus P Federal HST.